It's a bit of a grandpa spec with the big engine update. Horsey McCorsface is back, by the way. Straight chicken. Whoa, it's a flying chicken! It has a top speed of 250 kilometers an hour. Limited, of course, unfortunately. What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by AutoTopNL. My name is Max, and today we are taking a look at the new updated version of the BMW M550i xDrive. The 2020 with the big engine update going from 462 horsepower to 530. Now, of course, we've done the M850 with the new engine and stuff like that, so we know that it is freaking awesome, but we did want to take this M550 to compare it to the M5, of course, but also to the Audi RS6, because I have a suspicion that this car might not be that much slower than the Audi RS6, the new one, the C8. So today we're going to find that out. We're going to walk around it quickly because you guys know what this all is. Don't have to spend that much time on it. Then we'll take it for a drive towards the Autobahn for an Autobahn blast. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to receive updates when we upload a new video. And check us out on Instagram if you like, at AutoTopNL. Okay, so we've got a really cool spec today because I think this spec fits this car really well. It is a bit under the radar. Dark gray. I don't know the specific color, but we're going to see it because it's a BMW individual color. So there will be a little plaque right there with all the cerium gray accents like the grille, the front bumper, the side, the mirrors, and we've got the 20-inch wheels, the M Performance wheels with M Performance brakes with the blue calipers behind that. Now, if this was my car, I would get rid of that M badge and make it even more stealthy. But I do like the fact that this car looks like, well, basically like a 540i with some M goodies. We've got the cerium grey M550i badge, little decklit spoiler, and of course the dual exhaust with the dual pipe in there, as you can see, which are completely real. They are proper exhaust tailpipes, and you can actually hear that as well because it sounds really good. So let's take a look at the engine. The 4.4 liter V8 BiTurbo with an updated crankcase and some bigger turbos to go from 462 horsepower to 530, and from 650 newton meters to 750. So this car actually delivers just as much torque as a BMW M5 or M5 competition. Now the color is gunmetal 2 metallic, which is really nice actually, quite like it. So yeah, you've seen this engine a 1,000 times with the M Performance logo on there, a little bit of carbon fiber-ish stuff. Yeah, it's a beast, this engine. It's so powerful and so relentless. And on the interior, we've got a nice spec as well, or I think at least, because it's a bit of a grandpa spec. So we've got some dark wood, some brown leather, and some black leather on the dash as well. The Bowers & Wilkins, diamond audio. So yeah, it's been spec'd quite nicely. It did jump up in price though with the update. So in the Netherlands, just for reference, it went from 126 to 142,000 euros. So it's now 20,000 euros cheaper than an M5, which is 162 starting at. Just for your reference to see where it sits. Now, the sound, I can let you hear that a little bit as well. So I'll put it in Sport Plus, valves open. It's nice and deep. And it's got a bit of a rumble. It's very nice. Because it is like a bit old school V8. Horsey McCorsface is back, by the way. He's already greeting you guys. Later, buddy. So yeah, let's take it for a drive and see what it feels like, because we know what it feels like. It feels like an M5 Lite. It's It's ridiculously fast. I mean, it's faster than a BMW M5 F10. And it just feels, I think they judged this car almost to perfection, because the combination between comfort and sharpness is so good in this car that when you drive it, you immediately feel like this car deserves its place. You know, it deserves its place between the 540i and the M5, because you have that comfort from a regular 5 Series combined with a little bit of the sharpness from an M5, but you don't have that nervousness and that that over sharpness you get in an M5 competition. So it's really, really well judged setup. And I also think that since the M5 became a little bit more comfortable and the M5 competition became a lot more sporty, it's good to have another car below that you can drive every day and still have like a super, super fast car without the exuberance of an M5 on the outside. You know, there are people who don't really like to be that shouty. So I think that they nailed this car in, well, almost all ways. Whoa! Straight chicken. Whoa, it's a flying chicken! It's not a chicken. It's a pheasant. Cool. So much wildlife on this channel. It's amazing. So you can hear that deep rumble. I mean, it just sounds better than an M5 in my opinion. I just like this sound better because it's more like a classic V8 and less like that UFO stuff BMW thinks a V8 should sound like. I mean, it's also cool, it's more racy, but I prefer this. It also characterizes how the two cars differ from each other, because you have that high revving, horsepower driven M5 that's supposed to feel more racy, and then you have this like a bit darker, a bit more torquey M550i, which is less racy and more comfortable. Of course, we've got X-Drive. You can't turn off the front axle like you can in an M5, but you can still slide it around a little bit. Especially when you use the weight of the car. So it weighs like 1850 kilos. If you start managing that weight and throwing it around a little bit, you can really slide it quite nicely. Okay, here we go. Full throttle at the Autobahn. Now this car does 0 to 100 in 3.8 seconds according to BMW, which is ridiculously fast. And it has a top speed of 250 kilometers an hour, limited of course, unfortunately. But, and here comes the comparison to the Audi RS6 C8, so the new one with 600 horsepower. Here we are at the limit, 261 kilometers an hour. And you can still have a conversation, it's comfortable, it's relatively quiet, it's absolutely amazing. But this car, from 100 to 200 kilometers an hour, I'll put the list in here, 8.86 seconds. And the 2020 Audi RS6, 8.77. I mean, that is a very, very small difference. And it is honestly a bit embarrassing for Audi that the not second but third fastest 5 Series is almost as fast as the fastest A6. I mean, that's pretty crazy, right? This car is just freaking fast as hell, and the new RS6 is just too slow. But I think that it's very interesting that this car is so fast, because it means that it is one hell of a deal and more people should buy it, in my opinion. It's just a really cool car, and I just love the fact that it exists and that it feels this way. The only thing I don't like is that you don't have an M550i Touring. How perfect would that be? But okay, I guess that's never going to happen, even though I've begged for it for like 3 years now. Still nothing has happened, so apparently I don't have that much influence anymore. It's a shame, because it would be the perfect car. And we've got some more numbers for you from our scoreboard. This car compared to the 2020 Audi R6, 0 to 250 kilometers an hour. This car is only 0.3 slower to 250 kilometers an hour. And that is including the 0 to 100, where the Audi is 0.6 of a second quicker than this car. This does 4.0 in our measurements, and the RS6 3.4. So it actually makes up for those 0.3 somewhere between 100 and 250 kilometers an hour. So it is hella impressive, this car. Yeah, I'm just going to enjoy driving these 50i cars by BMW so much, because they are probably the sweet spot of the range. So that's it for this quick little review. I hope you enjoyed it. You can subscribe by clicking the big button right here. You can also check out this video or go check out this playlist. See you at the next one. Bye.